Tipri.
Does Tipri get copyrighted, bro?
That I am not sure.
Mm.
Maybe.
You got your puff on you? Is it, never mind. I'm not gonna hit that in front of my viewers. Psych. I don't know. Like, damn. Should I tell them the truth about that shit?
The first one.
Yeah,
I
bro.
think so.
I should have. Hold on, bro. Let me see. Ooh, doesn't get copyrighted. I always play Will Band. Will Band's am I? Bro, give me a song to play.
Trying to think. You said Will Bands.
Play Lil Baby. They're gonna cut this off.
Oh yeah,
cut this whole episode.
It'll be quick as hell too.
Yeah, let's play. There's some unreleased. R.I.P. Key Riches.
Yes, sir.
Shout out to Flavor. Talking about that. Hold on. Never mind, my bag's all the way over there. But look, some unreleased. Shout out my nigga Coronado for sure. Come on now.
The Get Rich brand is alive, and we gonna carry.
Talking
that.
about that, aren't you boys even working on that right now?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We
Yeah.
gonna make sure we keep that legacy going.
Yeah,
you know?
for sure.
And just to have that opportunity is just amazing alone. And like I said, rest in peace, Key, and to be able to do it for them and keep it going, that's insane.
For sure, bro. Definitely. Yeah, no. Shout out my dog. Shout out my dog Coronado, bro. He bro, when I did the episode with him, he played this before we did the episode. And I was
Oh,
like,
yeah.
hold on, bro. This too hard.
Shout out Wally.
Yeah, shout out you said Wally?
Yeah.
Shout out Wally. I was talking to Groovy about that. We're thinking about maybe doing an episode with him. Like I haven't really pushed it, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
But now that like I'm me and Groovy, just think about it, like I just met Groovy in probably like February. So we've been getting pretty tight in a couple months that we've been, kicking it. We just got to September, so we've only been getting linked up for a couple months, but it's changing now. So I feel like
definitely.
we're at the point where we possibly can make that happen. And possibly we might push for that. Especially just things that where the podcast is going to as well. Like those things are starting to look more like, okay, you feel me?
Yeah. Very likely possibility, man.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, let's talk to the Real Me fam now. Come on. Shout out you guys tapping in for real. We one of the hottest podcasts right now, upcoming out of LA. Youngest out here doing it. If you guys are new to the channel, I'm your host, Rail. Thank you guys for tuning in. I've been doing this shit for about 2 years now. Right now, currently, we are in Hollywood, filming at my home studio. We film out all over at this point. We've done things in, things on Melrose. We've done things in downtown LA. We shot episodes there. I started off from my house, which is, from the start, from the get-go. But, of course, now we're in Nothing But Hit Studios. Shout out my sponsor, Marv. And, it's another good day. Another good day, man. We back on set. Feels good. I've been low-key going crazy. These past couple weekends.
A little too crazy.
Yeah, I've been low-key going, let's just get into the podcast, bro. I've been going a little too crazy, man. It's just, I don't know. This summer was fun, man. Like, we did so many cool things this summer, and I feel like, and I accomplished a lot of great things. Like, I feel like this summer was great. It was really fun. DJ, of course, we got, before we get in this episode from it, I should just start with the intro real quick. But, of course, welcome back to another episode of the Real Me Rel podcast. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. If you guys are new to this channel, I'm your host, Rel. Thank you guys for tuning in. This is my podcast. But as I was basically saying, of course, before we get into this episode, make sure you guys are subscribed right now. You know what I mean? We just hit over 1,000 subscribers on the channel. It's great. 7-Eleven does. Anyways, we just hit over 1,000 subscribers on the channel. I was just breaking down to DJ right now, like the numbers I'm doing on the channel, bro. It's crazy.
Indeed.
It's wild,
In all categories.
And of course, we hit 100,000 views. Appreciate you guys. This is crazy. And this is why I actually wanted to come in here, get back to work. New month. We're in September now. Of course, just to reflect a little bit. You know what I mean? On camera. We got to talk about it. Because of course, without you guys, tuning into my podcast, of course, I wouldn't be here. So we got to talk about it. This is the weekend after we had a good celebration. It was lit. Spent some time with my boy. And then of course at the studio, you guys know me. I got to throw a little something at the studio. And I want to say appreciate everyone that came out that night. And yeah, but besides that, make sure you guys are following me, of course, at Jarrell. My ads are popped up by the screen by me. Make sure you guys are always following the podcast on Instagram. We on, honestly, I want to say every social media probably you can think of. The only one I think the podcast is not on is probably Snapchat. We're not on Snapchat. But everything else, we on Instagram, of course, TikTok. That being said, you guys can always, bro, I'm sorry, bro. I haven't done this in a long time. I'm going to get to it, bro. But you guys always can listen to videos. And I'm sorry, not videos, but episodes on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. I haven't done an upload on Spotify and Apple Podcasts because I've been busy with some things. But I saved all the audio files. So pretty soon I'm going to have solid episodes up there, the Death Star episodes, like everything we basically been doing since season 2 and season 3. I've been keeping all the audio files, so I'm gonna have all those audio files up for you guys. But a lot of good episodes like the Joshy, Baby Stone, and etc. You guys can go listen to all those anyways. So make sure you guys either way go tap in if you guys fuck with Spotify and you guys are one of those listeners that just likes to listen. I'm always talking about on the podcast. These things get kind of long, and some people actually just tell me they like to actually listen to podcasts while they're at work, such and such. You guys can always go tap in. So Apple Podcasts and Spotify. We're going to pop that up right now. And I noticed that I'm doing a lot of these episodes. I'm forgetting to mention merch, bro. Forgetting to mention that you guys need to get some merch. That was low-key more part of my intro. And I feel like lately I've been lacking on that. You guys need to get some merch. We were planning on do a season 2 photo shoot, but then things didn't turned out as planned. So then I think that's what kind of put a little halt on it. But before then we was, I told you guys we got a new logo, new colors, all that stuff's on the social media. So I know most of you guys probably follow me on there. So you guys probably should be knowing already. And my Instagram at this point is literally just podcast stuff all day, me promoting my podcast. So if you follow me on Instagram, that's literally all I post at this point, unless you're in my close friends or something like that. Yeah, so that being said, make sure you guys get yourself at The Real Me Clothing. Of course, you usually see me in it or, my team in it. Usually someone's always wearing a hoodie. So you guys can always get that $45. Nothing over $45. You can get anything on The Real Me Clothing for under $40. Shirts, hats, beanies, sweats, anything, you name it, you can go get that. So make sure you guys are supporting me with that. Pretty soon, I was actually talking to DJ. There's this monetization thing that I'm probably gonna hit. Not probably, I'm gonna hit pretty soon, and I'll be able to put a direct link to the store, I guess, to be able to, you guys can buy merch through YouTube exactly. So I'll be able to do that pretty soon.
A website going too.
Yeah, we gotta probably get a website going. I'm not gonna lie. But mostly, all my orders, personally, I usually I deliver or have someone from my team deliver it. Because I'm from LA. And I get around, we've had some orders. We ship though. We should definitely ship to AZ. I shipped some stuff to AZ. I shipped some stuff to up to the IE. I've shipped some stuff to yeah, I think that's a couple of us up north. I've shipped some things. So you guys can obviously wherever you're at, we gonna get it to you.
We
gonna get it to you. There's nothing we really can't do. And shout out the clothing team for that. DJ, want to speak on that for a second?
Just appreciate you, trying to keep it pushing, get it going, get it out there. And like you said, nothing over $45.
Bringing in clients. I be bringing in clients to the shop for sure.
Yes, sir. And that's just by being with you, and your clothing and other people that do clothing as well, like the Captivate too, and
yeah, shout out JCap.
Yeah, and
really good episode, by the way. Make sure you guys go stream that. We just did an interview with JCap. That was the last interview I literally just done on the channel, so make sure you guys go stream that. let's get into it, man. You know, let's talk about some things, bro. Let's talk about some things. So first thing we could open up about is the 100,000 views. This is crazy, guys, but not insane because I told y'all this was gonna happen. Did I not?
Yes, sir.
The crazy thing is I hit 100,000 right before the 100,000 celebration, like a day before I hit 100,000, and that's no cap because look, did I not post on my story that week? I was like, bro, I'm at 97,000 right now.
Go stream.
I said, go play it. I said, go run my shit up. Go, you know, if you at work, I don't care where you at, play mix, put the whole thing on. I need the views right now. Because my fear was I was about to celebrate 100K without no 100K, without 100K.
Yeah.
But, man, I hit that shit so fast. Like, YouTube hasn't even notified me yet that I hit 100,000 views. So, they notified me that I hit 75, like, when I was already, like, at 85. 90 yeah. So that's why like YouTube is, I'm killing it, man. We going up. We going up, man.
Can't keep up with you.
So let's talk about it, man. So look, my first podcast episode was with my brother. That was the first ever podcast that I ever did. So like I said, I mean, I talked about, you know, starting the episodes and everything like that, but man, you guys don't really understand like how far I've really come with this podcast, man. And it's because I did so many episodes and I talked to so many guests and so many different people, bro. You know, I'm gonna pull up a clip right here of me and my brother. Man, I'll just tell you what was going through my head. Like, okay, so it was a mental thing. So as soon as I was like, okay, got this, got the camera, got the mics, got the lights, all right, let's go. So once I did that, I was like, hold on. Now that I got the cameras up and all that, it's like, how am I? It's just like those conversations you have with yourself, to be honest with you, when you're first starting something. It just hits. Like, a lot of stuff just, like, hit your head. Like, you're just like, hold on, bro. Okay, I know we said we're going to do this and all that, but I'm like, what am I going to talk about? Like, what am I really going to talk about? Like, I mean, like, I know I said I got this and everything like that, but it's just, it's part of the journey, man. You know what I mean? Like, it's just, I knew in my head, I was like, okay, I can get the people in here. But it's like, how am I really gonna turn this into like? I gotta really make sure like people are a fan of me, like a real. You know what I mean? Like
your content.
Yeah, like my whole content,
quality.
what I'm putting out, the quality of it. Make sure like the interviews is good. Like, you know, and I wasn't really lacking. Like, I didn't have no doubts there. I knew, but it's just, all I'm saying is, man, my first episode. Let's just put it like this, bro. When I put the cameras up, I was like, I didn't say welcome to the Real Me with Rel. I didn't say anything like that. I just put it up, and I just was talking to my brother, and we was just talking about just like the most random stuff, bro. Like, we was just talking. If we can pull this up, I was just talking about literally just, I think, getting in trouble in high school, and then he talked about like cussing out his teacher. It was the most random stuff you could probably talk about. You know what I mean? And I talked about being in like a military program and like something like that, right? Yeah. But it did like crazy, bro. Like, I put it out, did like 200 views the first night, and people were like, bro, like, this is hard. But I will say this, like, I'm not gonna get into other shit, but one thing about this podcast is crazy is, you know, I want to give advice, you know, why we doing this, you know, 'cause I want to go back and forth. I want to go back on when I started, and I want to give you advice on the way along. So I'm gonna go back and forth between this. But another thing that just reminded me when I did drop my first episode was I had a lot of people that were trying to come up to me and tell me what I should do and how I should do it. And they didn't say anything until I dropped the first episode. You know, when I told people I was going to start the podcast, no one said nothing. You know, I didn't hear anything from anybody, but I will never forget dropping that first episode I did with my brother. And I know I'm embarrassed to look at it right now. Like I said, we were talking about, you know, just a bunch of random shit, but it was, you know, it's funny. Like, it's, you know, it was a cool little vibe, and it wasn't perfect. I remember, like, dude, I was so eager to do the podcast. I didn't even have the microphones connected to a computer because I didn't have a laptop at the time. You know what I mean? I just had the microphones connected in for we could hear ourselves. You understand? So it's just raw footage. You know what I'm saying? I put it the raw edition. But the point I'm trying to make is I remember that first episode when I dropped it, everybody had something to say. Everybody had something to say about what I should do next and how I should do it and everything like that.
You can't do it.
Yeah, how you know, but the point I'm trying to make is when you're trying to do something, you know, especially in particular what in my field, and I mean, you know, when I come from this podcast thing is I'm coming from someone that I'm not saying I created the podcast itself, what a podcast is. I created my own podcast. That's what I'm coming from. Like, I started this from nothing. And that's what I'm literally I'm coming from. Like, and basically what I'm trying to say is to relate to you guys on that, on just to in regards of that, when you're creating anything that's from nothing, you're gonna deal with what I just told you. You're gonna deal with people trying to, try to tell you what to do. You know what I'm saying? Like that. And all I wanted to comment on and bring this up is to stick with your vision. And you know what I'm saying? So whenever I think back of my first interviews, I just remember how everybody had something to tell me and how I should do this and stuff like that. And I just want to let those know, if you're out here doing something, and like I just said, if it's something in particular where you're just creating your own vision, you're doing something that you had a vision for and something that you're trying to create, stick to what you truly got into it for. Even to this day, I'm in Hollywood. I interview a lot of bigger people. I'm not in my house anymore. But at the end of the day, I always try to remember why I started this podcast. And it's hard to, it's going to get hard to get in the mix of that, because you're going to meet people. You're going to get sponsorship deals. You're going to start hanging around different people. You're going to be around different people, different environments as you grow when you start your own business or whatever that passion may be, whether it be music or whatever it is. You know what I mean? You're going to grow and you're going to be around, and it's hard sometimes to remember why you started things. You understand? And you got to grow. And I'm not saying keep the same. You got to grow as in a mindset, but you always got to remember back to why you started this in the beginning. I started this podcast, you guys, because I didn't want to do it. There's multiple reasons. First of all, like I said, I have a love for podcasting. I think it's cool as hell. And the one thing I love about a podcast is that you just have to have a conversation. Anyone can tune in, whether that be you're into sports, shoes, fashion, whatever the case is. All you got to do is sit around and have someone, not even have someone with you. Like, I'm right here. I mean, yeah, I got DJ right here, but we're not going to count him out. Yeah, shout out DJ, you know what I'm saying? But the point is, all you got to do is sit in here and have a conversation about it. And I love that. And I love that it's so universal and there's no limits to it. I love it. And I think that's just one of my favorite parts. But, like I said, I started this podcast because obviously I wanted to have a genuine podcast that, as LA, being born and raised in Los Angeles, you know what I mean? I feel like we should have a podcast that is genuine and that's just here, have a good conversation and, no strings attached, of course. And of course, I called it The Real Me because I wanted you guys to share this experience with me and just be yourself. You know what I mean? I wanted to be, one of my frustrations before I had a podcast was that I have a lot of people that make assumptions about me and that don't really know who I am. And I use this as a form of therapy. I get to talk, you know what I mean? Everything you guys see on the camera, I've said this before, is, comes through me. And it's a form of just kind of like being able to talk and get stuff on my chest. And it's great. And I have the conversations with people as well. I've learned so much talking to so many different people over these past 2 years. So much knowledge and so many stories I've heard and different come ups and how people got, to where they're at in life and stuff. And it's very interesting. It's really cool. And it's definitely one of the other things I would say I love about having a podcast. But the point I'm trying to make back to what I was saying is I never forgot why I started this. It's hard. Like I said, you do certain things, you grow. Like I said, not in the house no more, interviewing a lot of different people. But, I always try to remember, like, it ain't so much about trying to get the numbers and trying to get this and that. It's, you know what I mean? That stuff is obviously a blessing with it. But I always remember, I always wanted this to be genuine. I always wanted this to be a genuine podcast. And I think that's what's got us so far. And that's what got us 100,000 views. I think by just keeping it how we started it. Real conversation. It's with Rel. You know what I mean? You know what it is, man. Bro, we're going to do the interview. I'm going to ask my questions. We're going to laugh. We're going to have a good time. And it's not going to be weird. And it's going to be, one of one. And I think just from keeping that mindset and just for sticking down and always keeping in my vision, you know what I mean? And just staying with what I believed in and what I wanted from my podcast, I think that's what got us to 100,000. And I'm just being so 100 with you guys. Doing over 100 episodes. I've had a lot of people in my way that tried to get me to do certain things. And you should talk about this. And you should do this. And you should do that. And you should do this. And I've always kept it with my heart. Was keeping it how I wanted to have a genuine conversation. I don't do a lot of interviews if it's not coming from a genuine place or you didn't pay to get on here, to be honest with you. And I'm always open to whatever, but I always want the conversation to be great. Right now, we're in the studio with my boy / my assistant, DJ. Shout out everything, my friend DJ. And this is a great episode. And I will do these whenever we're in Hollywood, we're in the A room. I'm going to do it. It's great episodes. I'm going to continue to do that because these conversations are great and we got to have them. You understand? So, and that's why I think that's what got us so far, guys, by just keeping it back to how we set it out. Good vibes, genuine vibes. Don't do, you know what I'm saying? Nothing clickbaity. We're not here to gossip. We're not here to talk about this. We're not here to talk about to profit off the, you know, the culture like black trauma and stuff like that and violence and all that stuff, you know? We're not going to do that. We're, you know, never. And I'm never going to do that for numbers, you know, none of that. And, you know, just a note on that, guys, just stay to your vision, stick to yourself. Because the minute you start trying to be like somebody else, you lose. You lose, man. You lose that originality. The Real Me Rel special is because it's nothing like anything else out there. You understand what I'm saying? There's a lot of podcasts out there, but they're not like mine. Not one. Not one. And that's what makes it so special, bro. The numbers and stuff like that, that's an add-on, man. That's just what comes with it. But I think what genuinely makes my podcast stand out is because of the originality and the genuinism that I carry throughout this show. And I think I'm always going to carry like that. I'm always just, you know, I hate to say I'm always the same, but I'm always going to be me, and I'm not going to always do anything because the cameras aren't. And the thing, I've had this conversation with a lot of people is, especially YouTubers, it's hard. We just talked about in the last episode, solo episode I did with DJ, we talked about how hard it is to maintain this YouTube life because a lot of people want the views. They want to get fast. They want to get looked at. But just talking to people like this doesn't get it necessarily.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people can sit in front of a camera and have people listen and watch them without doing pranks or having a lot of money or having some women on the show or, you know, talking about some other people. A lot of people can't do that. A lot of people can't sit here and be themselves and just genuinely have a conversation. A lot of people can't do that. It's hard. YouTube is it's hard, bro. You know what I mean? You want things fast, you know what I mean? And sometimes some people just aren't cut out for that type of thing.
Some people do get that quick fame, and they don't
it's
know
hard
how
to maintain it too as well.
Keep it for a long time.
Yeah, we talked about that as well. But you know, back to what I was saying. So I mean, yeah. So first couple episodes I did with my brother was going down memory lane. You know, we did Hector Duran. That was an actor. You know, shout out him. That was one of my first eps. That was one of the coolest moments. I feel like it was one of my third episodes. You know, Hector Duran pulled up. He was one of the first episodes I wanted to have on here because he was like, in my eyes, I'm like, dude, he has like a movie on Disney, like, and he's on Netflix. We gotta get him on. And he pulled up in his Tesla, and it was just like almost like a start to like a new beginning. Like, I just felt it's so cool.
A different feeling.
He pulled up. I interviewed him. After that, took me around his Tesla, chilled for a little bit, probably smoked up with him or something. And then that was just like, man, like that was just such a cool like podcast feeling. And ever since that's kind of been like how my life is plus more. So, Hector Duran, you know, shout out him. Let's see what else. Ariana, that was one of my first episodes. A lot of these episodes I started with my friends, man. I just really wanted good conversation. Like I said, never really looked for nothing crazy. I did One Take Quan. That was probably one of the first artists I did. You know, shout out to homie Angel. I did Scarlett. Shout out to homie DJ Sharky. Like I did him. He's his homie DJ. The homegirl Jenny. Johnny. See, these are all people like they're just I was friends with, you know what I mean, at the time. Dino, that's still my friend to this day, of course. You know, so like I said, I didn't start, like I said, this podcast, I did not start off by doing too many crazy artists. Started getting more into artists when I did Zay, that's the homie. But these are mutual connections. AMBJ was a trippy one. He's just, anyone that actually knows Jay, and shout out Jay, by the way, you know, that's the boy. He's pretty cool. So he's pretty down. Like, I don't know. He's very like open to do things, you know. I don't know about musically, but anything else, he's probably gonna be with it. But I don't know, like, cause I don't want to say if you on here trying to get a Jay feature, don't tell him I sent you to go do that, cause I don't know how he is with that.
Yeah.
But I want to say, like, if you want him to like come out and maybe fuck with your brand type of thing, like Jay's like pretty open. The point I'm trying to make is I DM Jay, and he said let's do it, and let's talk about that AMBJ interview. So that was one of my fourth episodes. No. I'm sorry, scratch that. Probably like 10th or 11th, whatever. I'm still doing this. It says May. Started the podcast March, May. So this is 2 months into the podcast. I'm doing it. I interviewed Jay. Man, Jay pulled up with like a fleet of people.
Really? Like,
managers, to sister, brother, security.
damn.
Yeah. So I was like, right this way. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I did it at my house, right? So I just pulled up. This is like before I think like hired Seren on the team. It was just my first assistant. I think this is before she even came along. And yeah, man, I just had my little setup and I was like, just give me a second, man. And I just like, this is back when I had to sync it myself, bro.
Damn.
So I'm over here doing this, syncing my camera, and I'm like, all right, give me a second, find the angle. Didn't have no cord like this to be able to see. I didn't have no light. Man, you understand what I'm saying? So this is like early days, you know, I was really just trying to get myself together, you know what I mean? So let's see. I'll never forget that. And then, you know, me and Jay actually later turned out to be actually good friends, and off camera we actually hung out multiple times, you know, now we're good friends to this day. But yeah, moving on, did DJ Trey, did the homie Josh, you know, that's the one I make music with. Of course, did K the Bandit. That was a good one. I love the K the Bandit episode. You watched that K the Bandit episode, the first one I did?
Yeah.
K the Bandit, great episode, man. Genuine conversation. Clips was funny. It was just a good day. I remember I had the set full that day. Who did I have on set that day? I had like the homie.
Yike.
And then I had I did Mike for sure. Definitely did Mike. Yeah, that was on my 4th episode or 5th episode. But I did K the Bandit way later though. And I had Jenny on scene that day. I had a good amount of people on there. And then of course we did that West and Angel. That was a great era. Me and West and Angel got really tapped in at that time. And then there was just a weird moment for the podcast. I was just doing straight like IE, LA scene people.
Yeah.
So I got tapped in with West, and that's when I did HBK Joshy, Angel.
Shout out Josh.
And then I did Shot by Late. I did Jay Fur. I did Wyatt. I did Brian's son. You know, so there's just that great era. You know, shout out to Inland Empire once again. Inland Empire, let's talk about that. What's going on? Who's the last person I did from the IE? I feel like I have not did. What's going on with the Inland Empire? Y'all need to tap in. I miss you guys. What's going on, bro?
From the IE? Damn.
I don't remember the last person I had from the IE on the podcast. Can I remember? Look, I got the episodes pulled up right here. Man, I feel like it's been too long, man.
Yeah, it has been quite some time.
We did Leah. She was from the IE, I guess, but she's from LA. But she was all repping LA or whatever, Venice. So, man, but you know what? Bringing up the IE once again, you know, you guys, part of my journey. We were just about to move on to that. You know, that being said, Jay Fur and Wyatt and just the other names I just said. Man, I love you guys out there, bro, for sure. I feel like, man, you know why? It's because I interviewed basically everybody out there damn near, to be honest with you.
Yeah, probably.
To be honest with you. There's probably some people I still need to get on. But,
Girls love
Dev, man, the Dev, bro. Girls love Dev, man. Y'all go let him know the deal, man. He was supposed to come in the podcast down here in season 1. Mike set that up. And, you know, we got tapped in. I told Dev, I said season 3, let's get you on. He said, yeah. So.
What about the Chink?
Who?
The Chink, his homie.
I don't know who that is.
Himbeezy.
Himbeezy?
Yeah.
Would I get Himbeezy on?
Yeah.
Yeah. I would be open to having Himbeezy on right now. Like, I mean, there's a little window for that. I tried because I did AKA Beto, and he was pretty tight with him at the time. But I don't know. Himbeezy's on his own kind of like thing right now. I could definitely see that maybe end of season 3, maybe season 4. Depending on where the podcast is going. Because a lot of these guests like are going to start coming in just because of the podcast. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So like some things just make sense on like the role we're doing. Like right now, you know, kind of sum it down, like I linked up with Desto and that opened up doors kind of like on Melrose, if you guys haven't seen. And then now I've been kind of working on that kind of like angle and that crowd, you know? So that's just kind of how like sometimes the flow of the podcast goes. But we're always open to whichever. But I just think like that's what's kind of like going on right now. But, you know, always down the line, you never know what, you know.
What could happen.
Yeah, for sure. You know, we never know what's going on. That being said, let's talk about, you know, since we just named a lot of episodes, let's go back to right now, though. New month, guys. What we got planned for you guys? Let's see. On the agenda right now, I got a vlog I want to bring to you guys. I want to do like a day in the life with Rinks. I think that shit's gonna be comedy, bro. Like that will be
A
comedy,
little
bro.
day in the life.
Whittier. I think that'll be comedy, bro. We're thinking about it right now. It's on I wrote it down. I'm thinking about it.
Type shit.
It will do some good hours. I think you guys would like that. So we're thinking about, man, like riding the bus and going to like the spots and like getting some food.
Getting some
like,
grub,
bro,
yeah.
we're thinking about doing like all that, bro. So like I feel like it would be some cool vibes. Like I said, I always want to stick to my roots, man. I love this. Like I said, I gotta love I have to love the content. And you guys love what I love. So from what I've seen. So I never really disappoint, guys. I give you guys great stuff. So I think it would be great and it'll be entertaining. Let's see what else. One Take J.
Shout out 1Take.
Wait, hold up. Because what happened to the interview? We had it set up for you guys. Sadly, we didn't do it. We rescheduled. I'm going to hit up Irene. We're going to hit up Irene and see if we can get it in this month. It's a new month. So I want to bring that to you guys. Sadly, the Frosty episode does not look like it's happening anytime soon, man. Because some shit happened with him. And the whole like Chief and Heavenly thing or whatever. Yeah, so I don't know, like I think he's not trying to be on no interviews right now. I think he's like trying to be on some low key, and I can respect that because I love Big Face Gerb. I'm a big fan of him, respectfully. When the time's right, I'll bring that interview to you guys though, I promise. But right now, like I said, I'm around him right now because he's doing a lot of things with Loud Logs right now. So they're like tapped in. So what happened, not what happened, I don't want to put the Loud Log business, but there's supposed to be like a Frosty event the other day, whatever like that. So I just talked to Groovy about that. So we're doing a lot of pop-ups with Frosty because they're promoting the
new
Frosty
flavor.
Freeze, the new flavor, And that being said, this video is sponsored by Loud Logs. Make sure you guys go get yourself a pack of Loud Logs, man. I gotta put my commercial, man. I'm gonna put it in there right now. I see you smoking right there. You know you smoking a blunt right there. I know I see you right there. You sitting down and you got a blunt. Let's be real. You didn't think I was gonna catch you doing that? Watching my podcast Faded, huh? You didn't think I know you was doing that shit? But nah, for real, if you is smoking, of course, this video is sponsored by Loud Logs, of course, our very proud sponsor, Black Owned Leaves. We're going all the way hard with them. 2024, we got all types of, we're smoking those all year. So we got natural, we got pina colada, we got, that was peach cobbler, pina colada. Clearly I'm smoking one right now. So that just tells you how far it is. But make sure you guys go get yourself some logs, of course. Tell them Rel sent you. Get yourself a pack at loudlogs.com. We're going to pop that up. Make sure you guys follow us. Until then, we'll get back to the episode. Oh, yeah. Okay. How you feeling right now?
Feel pretty good.
Solid.
Hydrated. Feeling good.
All right, bet. All right. You already know we back. So make sure you guys go get yourself some Loud Logs. Come on now. They're the most fire hand wash leaves, man. I got a little one right here. I don't know if this is gonna spark for me, but we'll see right now. Yeah, premium hand smoke. We love Loud Logs. I'm the first podcaster and podcast to be sponsored by Loud Logs. One of the coolest things when I had that meeting with Loud Logs was he showed me all the podcasts that were trying to get sponsored by Loud Logs. Dude, they're all trying to get sponsored by Loud Logs. All of them, bro.
They tapped in.
All of them, bro. All of them.
Yeah,
I was like,
damn,
that's crazy. Yeah, that's crazy. Like I said, stay genuine, man. Get you far. That being said, so back to the 100,000. I want to say appreciate you guys. I love you guys, man. It's crazy. Any advice I would give to anyone that's doing a podcast, start with small numbers, man. Be consistent. Like I always give the metaphor the reference that I always use is I'd rather have 5 episodes that have 100 views than 1 episode that has 1,000 views. And if you don't understand what I'm saying is consistency outbeats that. You run laps around people, man.
Don't look for that quick fame.
Don't look for that. You try to get it fast. You know what I mean? I got here because I work hard and I'm very persistent, consistent. And I don't waste no days, no time. And I work at small goals if I can get that.
Little stepstones.
People understand, like, how did I get 1,000 subs? You know what I did? I focused on trying to get 10 subscribers a day. That's what I did. And I did the math, and I tried if I could do that at least every other in a week. That's 4 or 5 days out the week. That's 40, 50 subs. Consistently, you do that, every other week. That's good 100 subs right there. Plus, whatever you got added on with the content you bring. I'm giving you guys real life sauce. Like, this is real life. You want to know how I do it? Set small goals for yourself. Thousands are a big number. 100,000 is a big number. Try to get to 10. Get to 20. Get to 30. Get to 40. And next thing you know, you're already 40, 50% halfway from your goal. And I'm doing this off of persistence, consistent. And everything else I do is an add-on. So I'm at 100,000 right now, and I'm not even blown up yet.
Or so fully monetized.
I just imagine what the number's going to be when I start getting these bigger interviews in. And then once we become industry, millions. And that's just off of what we're doing right now. So that's what I'll give you guys that, man. I want to say appreciate you guys for getting me to 100K. I love you guys. Thank you guys for always tuning in to me. You guys showing love on anything I've done. The merch. Follow me on Instagram. Sharing words of encouragement. Anything like that, man. I love you guys, man. I do a lot of this by myself. And you guys are the reason why, of course, I'm able to keep going, man. It's great. You know, I get all types of love, man. You know, look at the vlog that we did, you know, in the Solid story. You know, shout out the boy that knew you know what I'm saying, that knew me and stuff like that. You know, just things like that. When people come up to me like, man, you know, I've been seeing everything you've been doing and stuff like that. When I get people that DMing me, I screenshot and I show it on my Instagram. You know, I show you guys the messages of people really reaching out and telling me like, man, like you're inspiring me. Like I want to start my own podcast. Or that's crazy. You're like from Whittier and, you know, you're out in Hollywood now. Yeah, and like you're interviewing some of the biggest people in LA. And, you know, it's really inspiring. And I love that. And I love that I'm able to do that for you guys. There's so many great things about this podcast. And I guess that's pretty much what I want to talk about today. And there's so many great things, man. And it's a blessing, bro. And like I said, even, you know, we talked about the sponsorship deals, you know, and that opened up so many doors and, you know, great things indeed. You know, and then being, you know, now we're in the studio, you know, of course, shout out Mar. And, yeah, man, it's really great. So shout out all you guys, man. Go do it. You got to do it now, man. You can't wait. I'm sitting here right now in this AC in Hollywood in the studio right now because I did it 2 years ago. That's why I'm in here chilling, smoking. You know what I'm saying? Relaxing. Because I did it now. I wouldn't be able to do this if I didn't start my podcast 2 years ago in my crib. So you guys take that how you want it. Things don't happen overnight, man. And I'm only speaking from my perspective, bro. I see and social media got a lot of people thinking it does, you know. Yeah. And I can't, you know, some people do like, man, they hit it off, you know, first time they try something and you know what I mean? But Milo, you know, talk about Milo, you know, shout out to the episode. You know, that being said, we're also going to do an episode of Milo in the new store. It's already confirmed we're going to do that. So that should be coming to you guys this month. We're working on trying to get Diana up in the podcast, one take. Yes, there's a couple episodes you guys can be on the lookout for and some vlogs. But yeah, Milo, I was going to reference to Milo as he said, I don't recommend anyone doing this shit. It's hard. It's not for everybody. And I don't want to go as far as telling anyone that on my podcast saying I don't recommend it. It is hard though, man. I make a lot of this stuff look easy, but it's not. It's really not. You got to be able to have that hard work and you got to know, man, like I'm not trying to sound like cliche like everybody else, but man, it is hard to know when you're just every day you're waking up and you're kind of in the same spot. Let me tell you, I pivoted. I had a pivot moment. Before this sponsorship was a blessing. But I remember when before Marv came around, I was feeling like I was doing the same thing over and over again. I felt that. You know, I didn't give up though. And thank God I did that interview. And thank God I kept doing those episodes and kept doing my episodes and I kept doing my interviews. Because this was on the other side. And that's what I'm trying to let you guys know is that I didn't know I was going to hit 100,000. I never knew I was going to be in Hollywood. Right here with some new equipment and just out here and having people work for me and have assistants and manage. I didn't know all that shit. But I did know if I kept in my vision and I kept believing and kept putting in the hard work, things will work itself out. And that's the message I'm going to leave with you guys today. Keep putting in that work. Keep doing that thing that told you why you started it. Just keep doing it, man. Keep going. I promise you, everything will work out, bro. I swear to God it will. To anyone that's watching this shit right now, and I'm calling this a reflection on 100K, and this is the reason why I'm titling that. It's because I'm reflecting on how I got here to this day. I don't even know what episode number this is for the channel. I can't even fucking tell you.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you what episode number this is. That's how much I've been doing this podcast shit, man. And like I said, called it the real me for a reason. This is real. This is me. It's a big accomplishment, man. You know, and I'm only getting started, man. Only for 2 years, bro. We barely getting started, bro.
And it only keeps going up too. You haven't seen no.
Let's just put it like this.
Setbacks.
I don't even have a production team yet, guys. You guys don't know the production team is kind of in the name. So that means everything, this whole camera shit, that's production. So once I have a production team, it's going to be the content times 2, times
shit.
3, kind of. Because that means I'm going to be able to have people upload my podcast, edit my podcast, send it to me, clip it for me, all that would just, you know what I mean? And that takes up a lot of my time. And you know what? That being said, I still get shit done. We still uploading episodes 2-3 times a week for y'all, man. And I'm doing that. I'm doing that by myself. Just imagine when I have a whole production team for me, bro. It's over with. Stop playing. But yeah, guys, it's crazy. Shout out season 3, man. It's been great. A lot of cool things, man. Shout out a couple of the episodes we've been doing. Solly. Shout out Leah Monet. Shout out K2. Shout out Athena. Desto Dub, of course. Those been great. It's been amazing, man. Season 3's been season 2 and all seasons been great. I'm just trying to shout some of you guys out, man. We're doing so much on the content. We're doing so much. All these names I just mentioned, those happened like 2-3 months ago. So I'm just trying to shout it out while I can, man. A lot of stuff going on the channel. All you guys have been great. If I left anyone out, I'm sorry. But I'm pretty sure I damn near shouted out almost half the channel right now. You guys have been great. You guys, these interviews, these content that we've been pushing out. West. Shout out my brother West, man. You know, we did a podcast, a couple months ago.
Shout out West, man.
Groovy. Couldn't make it today. He was supposed to actually feature on this episode with me today, but we'll bring it to you guys another day. It's all good.
The Groovy.
Yeah, can't beat the Groovy. He thought he was gonna beat the Groovy. If you don't get on, bro, my brother, we gonna run that back. We gonna run that episode back, and
yes, sir.
I'm gonna bust that nigga ass because he was tripping. Bro won by 1 point. If you don't get on with that, man, don't do yourself like that, man.
Gotta get back.
Yeah, no, we gotta run that back. But yeah, guys, it's been a blessing, man. 100,000 views. We're just getting started. To many more. I've been celebrating a lot. That being said, you guys see my shirt? I'm debating this right now. I'll let you guys know a little sneak peek. Shout out my manager Steve's 4K Trey. It was his birthday last week. We went to Vegas and we had a blast. That being said, I vlogged it. I vlogged the whole thing.
The whole trip.
Let's just put it like this. There's been a lot of eyes on me lately when it comes to these episodes. Now, I don't want to say eyes. There's been a set of eyes on me lately. Not eyes, just one set of eye that's been kind of watching my podcast. So, that being said, I'm very careful about the content I'm putting out. And for Steve's sake. Because it was mostly Steve in those videos. Bro. I was not recording my, shout out my brother, man. But we're debating if we should put it out. And Steve is camera shy a little bit. So this time, it was like, this vlog, if we put it out, it's going to be funny because it's like the real me with Steve. Because I'm recording Steve so Steve is talking to you guys the whole time. Like, there's no me in there, like, at all. So, like, it's pretty much Steve, like, guiding you around Vegas, bro. And I'm thinking I love the content. I haven't put it together yet. I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna see how it turns out, and we might drop it on the channel. But yeah, Vegas was lit. But yeah, man, just reflecting back on 100K and this summer, it's been great. Season 3, I got a lot of plans for you guys. 100K was definitely one of that. I wanted to bring that to your channel, to you guys. Monetization, we're looking at that pretty much next. We're looking at a lot of these bigger interviews, like LA artists, like One Take, O3 Greedo. We've been trying to work that angle. We're doing a lot, connections with Milo, and that's opening up a lot of doors. Making my way on Melrose, and I'm making a lot of people, a lot of relationships on there. So I want to say you guys are gonna keep seeing that. We got a couple months left, 2024, guys. Let's see. 4 or 5 months left. You guys I'm working on trying to get myself on a bigger platform for you guys can watch a cool little interview with me. Like, I'm trying to work on trying to maybe get on Bootleg Kev's podcast or something of that nature. I'm trying to make these connections, guys. I'm just trying to give you guys kind of like an update of what's been going on. I'm gonna keep bringing you guys these vlogs because my life's been really cool. Recording outside the studio and going to these events and these meetings and the studio parties. We gotta record it, so I'm gonna keep bringing those to you guys. Shout out one more time. Shout out you, DJ. For of course assisting me and just being my friend through this whole thing, man. And just
appreciate you.
Yeah,
man. It's two-way street
for sure,
doing
brother.
This and it's not easy, like you said. It takes a lot.
So much that goes into it, man. Did you know how much equipment I had to do this, bro? Before until
no,
you thought it was, man, shit got a little cool setup here, huh? Real. It's your band, it's your camera, it's your mic. All right, that's
this
cool,
dude,
huh?
Oh, this the A room.
Is
this
it, bro?
the B room?
Is it just the camera and the mic, bro?
Nah.
Not even close.
None of that.
So much. So there's a lot to it, man. So shout out you, brother. Shout out my manager Steve. You guys always want to come on the podcast. You guys can always go DM Steve. Those links are always in the description. Yeah. I'm back to it. New month. Let's get these interviews in. Thank you guys for tuning in. Make sure you guys are subscribed. Make sure you guys are following me, of course, at Jarrell. Of course, the podcast on social media, those are always on the screen. Make sure you guys go tune into that. Let me know. Don't feel afraid to let me know who you guys want to see, who I should maybe pursue on this podcast.
Or even ask us questions.
Or even ask us questions. Yeah, I was supposed to do that and I forgot to do that. But it's cool. We'll do like a part 2 or something. But give us questions that you guys maybe want to answer. I'm always trying to I always bounce around with these episodes because I'm talking so much. I wanted to give you guys game. I wanted to give you guys reflection on just how I came here. You know what I mean? I want to give you guys some advice along the way and just some things we're doing planned on ahead of time and things that we're doing right now and just shouting out on everything we've been doing. You know what I mean? There's so much to it. So, yeah, guys, always feel free to DM me. Besides that, I want to say, what else do I have to tell you guys right now? I don't know. I'm very proud of myself. It's lit. This is great. It's beautiful. For real. This whole thing is great. I'm just getting started, guys. And I'm loving it. I'm loving every minute of it. I'm loving the journey. I'm being very patient, and I think great things are ahead of us, and we're really making our way, and the podcast is really growing. It's really growing out, guys. It's really growing. I'm having people come up to me telling me that they're fucking with me. I'm having people see me outside of the Melrose store saying I'm really having people tap in that, it's great. The Real Me fam, I love you guys, and I just want to say appreciate you guys one more time, and yeah, I plan on taking this to the top, and I'm not stopping. So, that being said, one more time, shout out the team, shout out DJ, and of course, shout out me for all this hard work. And until then, I'm going to see you guys on the next episode. For real.